in Brown Chapel. This is our SANKOFA moments. We're celebrating African American Black History 2021. I am here with the McCleases, Sister Deborah, and Brother Clarence. Today we are exploring the Great Migration. I want to ask them some questions. The McCleases, do you know that you were a part of what is now called the Great Migration?
Well, I never really thought about it, but once I read up on it a little bit, I knew I came in at the tail end.
Where were you two originally from?
A small town called Edenton, North Carolina, which is the third oldest town in North Carolina. And it's really historical and beautiful.
How about you, sir?
Same place.
Same place? Okay.
Yeah. We grew up together.
Oh, go ahead. How old were you originally when you were brought to Michigan?
I was 28 when I came to Michigan.
And I was 26.
What brought you?
A job. I had finished my military obligation, interviewed for job, accepted the job with the GM Hydromatic Division, and I came up here in November of '76.
How about you, Sister Deborah?
I came in May of '77 because I had a commitment that I had to complete before I came up here. So he came in here just, before I did.
Okay. What was any memorable things that happened in your time of relocating to Michigan or just after getting here?
Well, being from North Carolina, we were not used to harsh winters.
Right.
I left North Carolina the day after Thanksgiving, got up here. When I arrived in Ann Arbor, it was -2 degrees. And I had never experienced anything like that. And then to make matters worse, the very first day that I was scheduled to go to work, I wake up, I was staying at a hotel, looked out the window, it was snowing. And I was wondering if I was supposed to go to work because there was probably about 4 inches of snow. And in North Carolina, 4 inches of snow, you didn't leave home. So I'm sitting in this room, but I could hear cars on the expressway trying to decide, should I or shouldn't I? But finally, I made up my mind. I said, well, if all those cars are out there and this is my first day, I guess I should go. And I'm glad I did because once I got on the highway, the roads were clear. The parking lot was bad, but the roads were fine.
And for me, I remember my first winter here, which was 1978. We had the worst blizzard that I ever seen. I'd never seen anything like that. I was ready to go back to North Carolina. They closed everything down, even the automobile industry closed down. I just felt like a stranger in a strange town. I was ready to go. And plus it was cold. I didn't like it at all when I first got up here. But now I'm used to it.
Right. Was the winter in general did it make you want to just consider moving back to North Carolina?
That was one factor, really. But as I stayed up here, I got used to it.
You got used to it. Okay. Who did you build a community here with in Michigan?
Well, when I first arrived, I would have to say co-workers. I met Gerald, and also I knew met Darby prior to me coming up here. I had never met Gary until I got here. And we just became friends. We hit it off well right off the bat. So everything was fine. And then, of course, with church, it just grew.
And I also, we didn't have a family up here. So what we did, we have a group of people that we call our adopted Michigan families. And what happened, our kids grew up together, we traveled together, and we go of special occasions, we might go out to eat and stuff like that. So I do have an adopted Michigan family here.
Would you say it was easy to adapt, to build your community here in Michigan?
Yeah, it was relatively easy.
Relatively, okay. Another question, what did you like most about this area over the years here for you and your family?
Well, it's part of the Detroit metropolitan area. So if you wanted to go to a play or go downtown for different things, it was within 35 miles. It was very easy to go. I mean, a lot of things I didn't do, but the thing was, if I wanted to, all of those things were ready available. Professional football, big time college football, just those kind of things.
Okay.
And to add to that, they have excellent medical care here. And that's one of my main factors about, being in this area. Besides what you just said.
Okay. Just to add to that, sir, did you enjoy, you mentioned to go see a play. Did you enjoy plays?
I enjoyed going with her. She was more of a
I drove her to the place. I was going to the ticket and say, hey, you going?
I liked them after the fact.
Okay. Today we see many people returning to the South. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, when we first came, we always thought we would want to go back. But, I have nieces and nephews that I missed growing up, but now I have grandkids and they're here. So there's no way that I would leave them here and go back and miss them growing up. There's no way I could do that. So that's out of the question, unless they move too.
Okay.
And I feel the same way.
Same way.
Yeah, same way. I just want to be here to watch them and grow, and develop, see them through those ages where you can't take them back once you lose them, you don't see them.
I understand. So no return. No way you guys are going back to the South anytime soon?
Well, right now, no.
Right now, okay.
And plus, like I said earlier, they have excellent medical care here, and that's really important to me at my age, that we have, excellent medical care.
No, I was going to say, we always go back a couple of times a year, up until COVID. This is the first time in 40 years, I guess, or close to 40 years, that I haven't been back to Carolina in a year.
Yeah, sir. It is not much traveling going on for me either. I would usually go see my family down in St. Louis around this time, but due to the circumstances. But I do believe that it's all in God's hands, and we'll all be okay in the long run.
Exactly.
Yeah. Lisa's, from moving to North Carolina to Michigan, how has it changed socially from the South to the North, and was it a big difference?
Well, remember I was in the military prior to coming here, so that was a real different from how I grew up. When you consider yourself growing up in a black neighborhood, graduated from all black high school, and from a predominantly black, and then going into the military where you got up first thing in the morning and you look around, there was 60 guys and you were the only black guy in there in your shorts, skivvies, with 59 white guys. That was an eye-opener. And I experienced a lot there, some good, some bad. But when I got to Michigan, one of the biggest things that I noticed, though, was that growing up in North Carolina, if a white person didn't like you, you knew it. They showed it. And once I got here, it was a little bit different. Just like Gerald said, if they were getting ready to stab you, you didn't see it coming. So somebody was going to stab you until afterwards. Where in North Carolina, you would see it coming. That's the way I always described it. So it was, you would say, covert here, overt in North Carolina.
And I felt the same way when I came up here. It's a lot of hidden racism. I noticed that, when I got here. And I worked at a job where I saw a lot of it. Racism.
Just a follow-up question from me. I know coming from the South, from being in the South, coming to the North, I bet it was a huge eye-opener. Just seeing the difference, because as you said, sir, you said coming from the South, you would know it if a white person did not like you. Once you went to the North, did you feel like, were you still like, from that training that you had in the South, were you still like on your toes, like, okay, I don't need to be doing this, I need to watch what I'm doing here? So, or was it just like, man, this is a little, or did it kind of calm you down to see how it would still be some racism, but it wouldn't be as much in the South?
Well, I never really thought about it that much, once I got here, because like I said, I'd had 5.5 years of being around predominantly white folks in the military.
Right.
But, as part of that, you basically, you were guarded at times when you were around them in terms of what you paid attention to what you said. And basically myself, unless it was something that was required, I basically said very little about my personal life.
That wraps it all up for me. Thank you. So I just want to thank the McCleases, Sister Clarence and Sister Deborah. I'm sorry, Sister Deborah and Brother Clarence. This is the end of the SANKOFA moment.
And thank you.